Well, fall is here, which means hunting season is upon us once again, and chronic wasting disease control is being ramped up this year. Tom Sinas joining us to talk about the new CWD laws and what drivers need to know. Also, if you're involved in a car deer crash, which is also quite common this time of year, unfortunately, Tom.
Boy, it sure is. It's amazing. In 2017, we had 50,000 deer motor vehicle collisions in the state.
In the state alone.
Isn't that
goodness,
crazy?
that's something else.
It really speaks, of course, to the volume of deer population we have.
Right.
And in your intro, you alluded to this really difficult health problem that we're struggling with in the deer population called chronic wasting disease, which is really, simply put, a disease that eats the deer's brain.
Wow.
And so the DNR has come up with some new rules this year to try to help curtail the spread of chronic wasting disease. And one of the things in general that the DNR has proposed is to basically eliminate baiting in the Lower Peninsula.
Okay.
So, you know, things like salt piles, or urine lures or other kinds of attractions that people use to bait deer are generally out, according to the DNR, for deer hunting in the Lower Peninsula.
Okay.
What about those deer collisions? What happens if you're involved in one? Well, one thing that actually I had forgotten before I prepared this segment, Michigan law does require that you report, you stop, of course, and that you report a deer vehicle collision to law enforcement. So don't just think that you can go around the deer and keep driving. You are required to report it, and you can technically be cited for not reporting the collision. Of course, the most important thing is being safe this time of year, right? And we have to kind of assume that deer are everywhere because the numbers tell us that they are. We know about how deer behave. We know that they oftentimes cross a road in a line, and we know statistically that the one thing you shouldn't do is swerve.
Right.
Particularly because you might very well find yourself in oncoming traffic.
Yeah, for sure.
What happens if you are involved in an accident with a deer in a car? We talk about this a lot. The deer is a perfect example. Just because it involves a deer doesn't mean you don't get no-fault benefits. In other words, if you're involved in a car accident, even if it involves a deer, you are entitled to no-fault benefits. So you want to obviously contact your insurer and make that claim for benefits just like you would if it didn't involve a deer or if it involved another car. If you're involved in a motor vehicle collision that involves another car and a deer, you may also be entitled to a different type of claim on top of your no-fault benefits. So the bottom line here is be safe, hope it doesn't happen. If it does happen, stop, report it to an authority, get your insurance company involved so that you can make sure that you get the benefits that you may need.
Tough time of year for everyone. All right, Tom, where do people track you down if they need more?
They can find us online at www.sinasdramis.com. Give us a call in West Michigan at 616-301-3333 or shoot us an email at info@sinasdramis.com.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Derek.